So we are in Yud Aleph Amid Aleph in the Mishnah. Let's start. Just we finished yesterday with the Shaila, the Kabbalah Kashaisa. We finished yesterday with the Shaila for the Kabbalah Kashaisa. We talked about it. We couldn't sleep at night. No, almost. The Kabbalah Kashaisa is a sefer written by the Chelkas Yeshua. Chelkas Yoyov was called. He was called Rabbi Yoyov Yeshua Weingarten. Lived about 140 years ago. And he has a sefer Kabbalah Kashaisa. Kabbalah is Kuf Beis Aleph. 103 Kashaisa questions, and these 103 questions is just questions for the Talmidim to be busy with. He doesn't answer any. There's no terutzim. There's probably covered terutzais on every shaila, but there's just shaila. That's one of the shailas what he asks. What we finished yesterday the shir with. What's the difference between we passing like the Ishamai that Mishum Gzeiro Shemu Yigor HaShulchanoi is no yoyt the mitzvah even with the Iraisa. And by Shoifel, even though he's not yoyt the mitzvah, but we say that what is going to be yes yoyt the mitzvah. Okay, so yeah.
What was the answer? We're waiting the 24 hours.
Well, nearly. So let's wait to the end of the shir. Okay.
You're meant to be thinking for 24
Yeah, exactly.
Well, after the shir, so there's a big stress already.
Let's start the Mishnah. Okay, I said it. It's just you just bring the shaila. I don't know the title.
Oh.
You just bring the shaila. Okay, says the Gemara. Mishnah. Bashachar.
If your table is your shulchan,
Rabam go and Toises brings.
completely in the
Yes.
sukkah,
Toises. Look at Toises in Daf Gimel Amid Aleph in Sukkah. He brings that we pass like Bishame.
correctly.
Toises, yeah. It's not the Shayla, but Toises brings the Rabam go. Yeah.
But no shulchan in the sukkah
Yeah,
at
yeah.
all.
Now, let's start the thing. It's not our sugya, so let's start. Yeah, and especially that we are not omid behind. Bashachar mevorech. That means now we're talking about Bashachar mevorech, and we just mentioned Yudalef from Yudalef, the Mishnah. Bashachar mevorech, as we spoke in the beginning of the Masechet, then the God is medayek from over here. A very interesting thing. He says over here we see Bashachar mevorech. What means mevorech? Lashon Rabbi or Lashon Yochid, the plural or singular, is a singular. Why? He says when we started the Masechta, we started me'imosai koirin. Koirin, plural. Lashon Rabim. Over here is Bashachar mevorech. Zogt lefavos. He says because Krishma itself, everyone should read for himself. The Birkois Krishma, what he's speaking about, that a person can be moitzi yoda. So that's why Bashachar mevorech, one yochid can bench and be moitzi other people. Asheikem meimosai koirin, each and one has to be koir for himself and not to be moitzi each other. That's the Goren says why it says Bashachar mevorech. Shtaim lefoneo, two brachos before, and as we know, was the two brachos yoytzer oir and also avo rabo or ava soilom. See later on in the Gemara, the Girsoes. Ve'achas le'acharo, what we say, emes ve'yatziv. Bo'erev mevorech shtaim lefoneo, that's a mari v'arovim with ava soilom, and shtaim le'acharo, that's nochonam as we know, emes ve'emuno, and ashkiveinu. Says the Gemara, achas haruko ve'achas ketzoro. One is a haruko, what is the haruko ve'emuno, emes ve'emuno, and the ketzoro is ashkiveinu. That's what Rashi learns. That let's see it in Rashi. What's the 7? So the Rashi brings the Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi it says Sheva Bayoim Hilalticho. What's Sheva Bayoim Hilalticho? All together, all the brachos together, how much we have? 7, right? 2 and 2 at night, 4 at night, and 3 in the morning. So we have altogether 7. Sheva Bayoim Hilalticho. What's Achas Aruka V'Chasor? Ashtayim Le'Acharot De'Arvis Kohen. And that's in Ochoname, one is Aruko, what's the Aruko Emes Ve'emuno, K'tzor Ashkiveinu. That's the Shita of Rashi. Lots of Rishonim have different opinions of it. Just going to mention Shitas HaToises, what brings of the Rabbi Lutam. Shitas HaToises is, Aruko and K'tzor is not Ashkiveinu and Emes Ve'emuno, because we find Ashkiveinu as Aruko. Ashkiveinu is not such a short bracha. Achas Aruko V'achas Torah goes on the Emes Ve'emuno itself.
You have a bracha at the end as well. That's defensive.
No, he's talking now Achas Aruko V'achas Torah. No. Well, it's in the Mishnah. But Achas Haruka, if it's long or short. Now, Ashkiveinu is also not so short. So the Tosis lands Achas Haruka. In the Emes Ve'emuno itself, there is some who say Taruko, some who say K'tzora. In the Emes Ve'emuno itself. והמוקרים שאומרו להאריך, אינו רשע לקצר, הכל כמנהג המדינה. Everything goes like the minhag what they think, רשע לקצר. לקצר, אינו רשע להאריך. A place that they should make it short, they shouldn't come and make it. Lachtoim, oh, now it's a new din. Lachtoim, if he finishes off with a boruch, right, he finishes off with a boruch, so נכון, אינו רשע, שלא ילחתוים, to not finish with a boruch. שלא ילחתוים, he finishes not with a boruch, אינו רשע לחתוים. For example, let's see Rashi, lachtoim beboruch, right, we come and say broche, and we finish with the boruch, right? We say Ashkeveni, finish with the boruch. But Birkas HaPeiros, when you say Boire Prioritz, we don't finish with the boruch, right? We don't finish it with the boruch. What do we say with Birkas HaPeiros? Boruch Atah Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam, Boire Prioritz. We don't finish with the boruch. It only begins with the boruch. We start with the boruch. So you cannot come and finish it off with the boruch.
Will we learn later why it's 4 and 3? Why it isn't 4 and 4?
Well,
Like,
I mean, yeah.
Two.
Says the Gemara, Mai Mevorich. Mai Mevorich. That means the two brochas, what we start in Shachris Bifoneo, right? We said in Shachris you have two, so we mentioned already. But the Gemara comes and asks, what is the two brochas? Omar Rabbi Yaakov, Omar Rabbi Yishia. Yoitzer Oir uvoire choishech. Yoitzer Oir uvoire choishech. Frag the Gemara, Veleime Yoitzer Oir uvoire noiga. Why we come and say choishech? Say noiga. Noiga is the beginning of the day. It's called noiga. It's not choishech, it's noiga. Why? And the Gemara Be'etzim comes and asks over here because we should say a better Lashon Nakiyo. And Lashon Nakiyo, Noiga is a Lashon Nakiyo, Klapi Choshech. Why? So the God explains that Choshech is always Yod Choshech Loilam. Right? We know Bereishis Bara Lekirsa, Shomai V'Soretz, Choshech Abnei Toim, Zehu, Malchus Yovan, Sheivia Choshech, the Chshicho name Shel Yisrael. Choshech presents Golus. Choshech comes and shows us what always comes, and the mashmos of Choshech is Golus. So why we say the Choshech is bad? We should come and say, says the God, Noiga. What's Noiga? Noiga is the beginning of the day. The beginning of the Alois HaShachar is called already Noiga. It's still dark, but it started to come and to shine the light. So we should come and say the good. We should say, Boire, Yoitzer Oil, Uvoire, Choshech. And the God proves from over here another thing, that Choshech is a Bria Bifnei Atzmo. That means it's a big machloikes, already from the time of the Geoinim, Rabbi Goen. If Choshech, how we look at Choshech? Choshech is a Eder Oil, or Choshech is a Bria Bifnei Atzmo. That means, Choshech, what is Choshech? Darkness. Darkness is because there's no light, so it's dark. Or darkness is a Bria Bifnei Atzmo. So he says, we say, Boire Choshech. Boire Choshech is a Bria Bifnei Atzmo. Leime, says the Gemara, Yoitzer Oil, Uvoire Noiga, Kidechsiv. Says the Gemara, you know why we come and say Yoitzer Oil Uvoire Choshech? The reason is because we want to come to say Kidechsiv Kamrinen. We want to say it is the way it says in the Pasuk. In the Pasuk, what it says in the Pasuk in Yeshaya, Yoitzer Oil Uvoire Choshech, or it says Shalom Uvoire Ra. And that's why we prefer to say the Lashon of the Pasuk. Says the Gemara, if you want to say the Lashon of the Pasuk, Alomeato, Oise Shalom Uvoire Ra, we don't say, what do we say? We don't say Ra. So if you're telling me we're based on the Pasuk, and therefore we come and say this Nusach HaBroche, so we should come and say why we say Sakoil? Elo, says the Gemara, Ksiv Ra, and we Karinen Hakoil. So says the Gemara, you know why? Because Chachamim, when they did the Matbeya Shetovu Chachamim, they were Koivea, the Knesset Yisrael, were Koivea, the Nusach, they Lishne Me'aliyah, they came and they said Lishne Me'aliyah. Says the Gemara, if they said the Lishne Me'aliyah, Ochename, also over here, instead of Choshech, they should say Lishne Me'aliyah, they should say Noiga. Ochename, Leime Lishne Me'aliyah. And why they say Choshech? Says the Gemara, Eloma Rove. The reason why we come and say Boire Choshech and we don't say Boire Noiga, it's because Chachamim came and wanted to mention at night the Choshech with the oil together. And by day, we wanted to mention the Choshech and the oil together. And the Gemara says, Kedei le'azkir midas yoim. What's midas yoim? That's the oil. That's midas yoim. Balaylo. Also at night. And to mention also midas laylo, that is oil also by day. And that's why they come to tell us that yoitzer oil and boire Choshech is yoitzer oil or boire Choshech is the same boire. The same boire. Why? Because the minim, they come and say that what? They come and say, and the Rabbi Yoina over here, in the Ritva being that a min echod, there was a min. Whenever it says minim, you'll see in base, let's say the minim, Rashi says akum, but in another sense, whenever it says minim, we know that's Talmidei Yeshu, that is the minim. That's the minim. So in Ochaname, the minim came and they Pashas, that's what the being of min echod was. It came in Tained. That there is a few manigim, right? They believe there is the God of light, and there's a God of dark, there's a God of the mountains, and the God of the sea, right? There's a way, if you read a little bit the Greek mythology, right? So there's the 12. Aphrodite is the god of love, and then you have Zeus as the god of the mountains. That he's basically the. Okay, we're not going to go into it. Basically, Stam shtusim. We can also learn. There's Yerushalmi Eksuves. The Yerushalmi Eksuves Perek Beis says Sifrei Hamiras, who wrote the Greek mythology, Hamiros, right? Sifrei Hamiros, loy ma'ale v'loy moiri. You're sitting in the Beis HaKisei and you don't know what to do, you can read the Greek mythology. Interesting story, but it's loy ma'ale v'loy moiri. It's not called kfira. Anyway, whatever day, that Seder Rabbeinu Yoin and the Ritva, that's exactly what comes to Mafkia. They say, in Fakert, we see it in Parashat Shavua, Ki badover asher zodu aleihem. That's the biggest proof that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Echod, U'Shmo Echod. Badover asher zodu aleihem. We find it from Midah Kenem Midah. If he's the God of fire, he can pay back only with fire. Yeah. But if he's the God of water, he can pay back only with water. HaKadosh Baruch Hu pays back Midah Keneged Midah. Why he pays Midah Keneged Ki badover asher zodu aleihem. That proves that in Ochoname, Rabbeinu Shloilom is Kol HaKoichos Kulam. And now in Ochoname we come and say that's the Betzim, the Rabbeinu Yoina, the Ritva, they explain this pshat. They say this is a pshat in the Gemara. Poshet pshat, they say this is pshat in the Gemara. We come and we say Yoitzeroi Uvoirei Choshech, and to mention it also they also now why? Because the same boire is Yoitzeroi Uvoirei Choshech. Okay, says the Gemara weiter. Says the Gemara weiter. Bishloime midas lailo beyoim. Okay, I have it in the nusach, right? If you look at the nusach at Tefillah, what do we say over there? Kedamrinen Yoitzeroi Uvoirei Choshech. So I say also the darkness, I say also that the HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the darkness also in the day. Because we don't say Birkas Yoitzer Oyer V'Orei Choshech at night. What we say in Ma'ariv, and for the Gemara Mar Abaye, we say Goylel Oyer Mipnei Choshech V'Choshech Mipnei Oyer. Oyer is Midas Yoim. So we say Goylel Oyer, we say also at night, so we say also the Oyer at night. That's the Gemara Ve'idoch. Okay, so we finished with the first bracha, what we say in the morning before the Krishma. What is the second bracha what we say in Krishma before Krishma in the morning? It says the Gemara Ve'idoch. What is the second one? Mai. Omar Rav Yude, Omar Shmuel, Ahavo Rabo. That is the second. V'chein Oire, and that was the Hiroe. What? Lei Rab Lozo, Rab Dos, Berei, that Rab Lozo came told his son, Rab Dos, Ahavo Rabo. That we should come and say Ahavo Rabo. Tani Nami Hoch, brings the Gemara, Raya, also a Braise, what we say Ahavo Rabo. Einoimim, you don't say in the morning, Ahavas Oilom, just what do you say? Lo Ahavo Rabo. In Nochonami you say Ahavo Rabo. In Nochonami, the Girse of the Rif and the Rambam is Ein Oimrim Ahavo Rabo Elo Ahavas Oilom. Oh, so that depends, because that's in Nochonami what you can see later on, the Girse of Rabbonon. Rabbonon can say Ahavo Rabo, but that with the Paschal Aloche. Yeah. But the Rashba and the Tur bring Min HaGeonim Ichriu. That's what the Rashba and the Tur bring. The Tur brings HaGeonim Ichriu. In the morning you should say Ahavo Rabo, and at night you should say Ahavas Oilom. Now, in the Gufa Brocha, there's no Machloikis. In the Gufa Brocha, and you say the same. But in Ochoname, how to start the Brocha, Ahavo Rabo or Ahavas Oilom, in that there was a Machloikis how to start. But in Ochoname, the Goinim or Machria, they kind of say Ahavo Rabo. I think it depends on Nusach Ashkenaz or Sfarad. Yeah?
I just checked, Ahavas Oilom.
Huh?
Ahavas Oilom, I just checked. In the morning.
And Sfarad?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Ashkenaz I know they say Ahavo Rabo.
Yeah.
Ahavo Rabo, das weiß ich. Sfarad weiß ich nicht. In Sfarad they say Ahavas Oilom. And at night they say Ahavo Rabo? Also Ahavas Oilom. Shabbos morning they say Ahavo Rabo. Oh, so there is a meaning. Okay. Through the sugya we mentioned. Okay, sag the Gemara. Shabbos they say Ahavo Rabo. Okay, sag the Gemara. Yeah. Rabbonon come and say, and also you can see more Amoiroim later on that they disagree. And in Mechoname, that's what we can see later on in the Girse, that the Nusach is Ahavas Oilom. It's not Machloikis Be'etzem, as we said, in the Nusach HaBroch itself, just in the Choname in the beginning, in the start. V'chein Roimer, that's the Pasuk in Yirmiyah, right? We all remember this from the second day of Rosh Hashanah. It's the after of the second day of Rosh Hashanah. Ve'avas, right? Ko Yomar Hashem, Motzochem Bamidbar. And what's the second Pasuk? Ve'avas Oilom Ha'avtich, Alkei Meshachti Chosed. That in the Choname Alkei Meshachti Chosed, and that goes on the night. Why it goes on the night? Because what we learned in the Choname beforehand, we're going to see the Gemara in Chagiga, Daf Yud Beis, the Gemara says over there, Kol Aloy Metoir Balaylo, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe Cholov, Chut Shel Chesed. So Ve'avas Oilom Ha'avtich, Alkei Meshachti Chosed. Says the Blazo Moshe, that's the pshat. This goes on the night. You say Avas Oilom Davke at night. Why? Because Chut Shel Chesed. The person that learned at night, your Moshe Chonon Chut Shel Chesed. Very good, and that's why Avas Oilom Avdir Al Kei Meshachti Chosed. That's the person. That's why at night you say Avas Oilom. Omar Rabbi Omar Shmuel. Hishkim. A person woke up in the morning, and over here we started to talk about Birkos HaTorah. This is a very, very Yisodistic sugya of Birkos HaTorah. And over here we could medayik every word. There's the Mefolshim, the Poiskim, or medayik, and they start to be medayik from the first word Hishkim. What's Hishkim? So Hishkim, we see in Nochanametz Mashma that Dafke the day, right? Hishkim in the morning. Dafke then it's Mechayev Birkos HaTorah. What if he wakes up in the middle of the day? So he's going to come also be Chayev Birkos HaTorah, a person that slept during the day, all of these things. Oh. Says the Gemara.
How long are you sleeping?
Huh?
How long you sleep?
It matters?
Never sure, no?
If it's so if it's less than 60 neshimois, so for sure not. That's not called sleeping. Well, let's say he's sleeping. He was asleep, and then he woke up during the day. If he has to come to say Birkas HaTorah, when he says the Birkas HaTorah, how he says, this is the sugya in front of us. Let's dig him on.
Hishkim.
Omar Avide, Omar Shmuel. Hishkim. So over here, Pasha, we see that in Ochaname, the day that starts the chiyuv of Birkas HaTorah. And interesting is that the B'derech we say Hayoim Oilech Achar Halaylo. The only place what we see Halaylo Oilech Achar Hayoim is Kochim, but also in Birkas HaTorah. Birkas HaTorah, it comes the night. You don't have to start. Why? Because it says V'ogisa Bo Yoim V'Halaylo. And the pasuk we're talking about Limud HaTorah, it says V'ogisa Bo Yoimam V'Halaylo. It says first Yoimam, then Layla. That's why one of the places what we say, there's three places what we say Halaylo Oilech Achar Hayoim, it's V'ogisa Bo Yoimam V'Halaylo is Birkas HaTorah. And that's why over here, that's what we say Hishkim when he gets up in the morning. Hishkim when he gets up in the morning, then you have to come to say Birkas HaTorah.
What's the third one? You say Kachim, Birkas HaTorah.
Yeah, it's not no again now. So says the Gemara. Hishkim, that's all. It's a shiloh. What is exactly? It could be that he's even full.
No.
Says the Gemara. Hishkim, so he's getting up in Ochaname. Lishno is to learn. He wants to learn before davening. So, Ad shelo yikoro kriya shema with the brachas, tzorich lavorich. He has to come and say Birkas HaTorah before he's learning. Why? Because the chiyuv Birkas HaTorah is only beforehand and not after it. Why? Because it's Birkas HaMitzvahs. As I said, the Rashba. Rashba being the Tshuvas Rashba, Chelek Zayin and Tov Kuf Mem, proves the Rashba that Birkas HaTorah is Birkas HaMitzvahs. What means Birkas HaMitzvahs? That you have to do it oiver la'asiyoson. That means before you do it, and that's why it's only koidem. A person wakes up in the morning, and before he's learning, he has to do the Birkas HaTorah. He wants to learn before davening. He has to make Birkas HaTorah. Why? Because it's Birkas HaMitzvahs. Birkas HaMitzvahs, Mele it's oiver la'asiyoson. That's what the Rashba proves, that you don't do it after it. Yeah, says the Gemara. And also the Beis Yosef, the emes is the Beis Yosef brings down the Rashba. Beis Yosef says that even if you can say it's not because of mitzvah, because we're going to see soon, but even if you can say it's not because of mitzvah, you always have to do it before. And why? Because when are you going to do it? After the mitzvah, never finish, never ends, never ends. Starts the day, you have a chiyuv HaTorah. When it ends, 8 o'clock in the morning, and you go to work. No, it doesn't end. Still have the chiyuv over your day, right? That's why the Beis Yosef comes and says that you have to do it beforehand because it never ends. Mele thing you put on tefillin, took off the tefillin, you can make a bracha. But in Torah is always beforehand. It's always beforehand. No, we said beforehand. When he goes to sleep, starts a new day. So in Ochaname, that's why we come and say, yeah. Says the Gemara.
Lishki means before Alois HaShachar or?
We're gonna. It's a big shaila. What's gonna happen before Alois HaShachar? If a person comes and down, it says before Alois, if it's gonna help for after Alois, Pashas, yes. That's the Bir Alocha. Yeah, the Bir Alocha has a long arichas about it. Huh?
If you don't go to sleep again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Says the Gemara. Okay. You don't. Yeah. Mishakoro. Now, if he wants to learn after he read Kriyashma, Mishakoro Kriyashma is levorich. Why? Shekvar niftar avorabo. What he said avorabo. And why avorabo? Because that's what you say in the morning. You say in the morning, and the Mikveiger comes and says a chidush that also in Ma'ariv is yoytze with avasoilom. Why? Even if you're not saying it the same Beli Beinu, even if you're not saying this right, in Avasoilom and Ma'ariv, we don't say the same Beli Beinu. Afilocher Rabbi Akiva Eiger comes in Mechadish that you don't have to come to say thing. And as I passed in the Mishnah Berurah passed in the say that also in Ma'ariv you don't have to come to say if he came and he said the Avasoilom and Ma'ariv, he doesn't have to come to say it anymore Birkos HaTorah. He doesn't have to come to say Birkos HaTorah anymore. Yeah.
How can it be that he's got a chiyuv of Satira at night?
Sally. You said it's only in the morning.
Oh, good question. Mr. Berurah himself brings enough Kamine. We can't go now into every piece of sukkah, but I'm just going to mention a good question. The Mr. Berurah brings enough Kamine. Lemi shoya onus. The din is someone who's onus. He could daven Ma'ariv also after Alois. So he davens Ma'ariv after Alois. He says Ava Soilom. He pattered the Birkos HaTorah.
Pardon? What did you say?
Huh?
He doesn't lie about that.
He doesn't mind after Alois. So he says Ava Soilom, and he pattered the Birkos HaTorah.
Shavuos, they say, on Erev Shavuos, they say.
It says in March.
No, Ma'ariv.
Erev Shavuos.
No, Ma'ariv.
Yes,
You're Yoitz with
Ma'ariv.
Ava Soilom. You come and you wake up, you say.
You have a long sloof, and then you come to that Ma'ariv.
Yeah, no, okay.
No.
No. Akiva Eiger says that if someone sleeps during the day, he's mechuyev. That's the soymech on Erev Shavuos. Yeah, that's yeah. Okay, so that they come to that I think the Mishnah Berurah brings this nafkamina in nochana with the dava soilom. But even the chiddush is that even though we don't say the same belibeinu, that's the chiddush. Even though we don't say the same belibeinu at Ma'ariv at night, you still yoytze the chiyuv of Birkos HaTorah. You still yoytze chiyuv of Birkos HaTorah. So the Gemara weiter. So in Ochaname, if it's Mishakor Kriyashma, he doesn't have to come to say Avas Soilom. Says the Gemara. Now, why? Because we have in the Brachot of Avo Rabo, we have the Nusach. We have very similar the Nusach of Birkos HaTorah. Why we have the same Beinu Bino Leovin Laskil, right? And in Ochaname, this is Doime to Revno, what we come and say, right? In Yochoname, we say it's me'en da asher bocha bonu v'chaya oilom, not avesaychenu, as they bring to Rashi. Says the Gemara. Okay. When we have to come to say the brocha. Omar Rav Huna. Le mikro, when a person comes to learn Torah, mikro, kro, in Yochoname, tzorich levorich. He has to come to say Birkos HaTorah. Le midrosh. When it comes to learn Midrashim, my goddess, ain't tzorich levorich. Why? Because the Fi Rav Huna, Birkos HaTorah is only for Torah shebichtav. Birkos HaTorah is only Torah shebichtav. In Ochaname, as though zog the Rabbeinu Yoine, he explains in Ochaname that's only Torah shebichtav, and that's why in Ochaname, he says that we make the bracha. Oh, he says we make the bracha only on Torah shebichtav, and that's why Rav Huna. That's the shita of Rav Huna. That's the shita of Rav Huna. That's the shita of Rav Huna. Yeah. I don't know when the says it's on the Torah Shebichtav. In the Achronim we have a big discussion about this. They make bracha. The Talmud of the Brisker Rov, Rav Pomeranchik. He comes and he says, if in Ochanam it's Birkas HaMitzvahs, fakert. Torah Shebe'al Peh, that's Mimenu Yoitzo Yiro, that you should make the bracha. So he comes and he says the Chiddush. The Chiddush is Reb Shmuel Rozovsky in Psochim. The Sugya of Al also has a long arichas about it. The Brisker Rov has a long arichas about the Sugya. That the Torah itself fordert a brocha. Torah itself needs to have a brocha. The Torah is not mitzat birkas ha-mitzvah. The Torah needs to have a brocha. Birkas ha-Torah. This is the Torah. And it comes out lots of minutes. Let's see the sugya. We're going to see Nochaname. We're going to get a little bit more of understanding what that means. The Torah itself needs to have a brocha. Says the Gemara. Rab Lozer comes and says, "Lemikro ulemidrosh tzorich levorich." And davke midrash. Why? Because midrash goes on the pasuk, right? For example, mechilte, sifro, sifri. They are midrashim on the mikrois, and that's why we're going to need to have a neta brocha. But stama midrash inochaname, we're not going to need to have over there a brocha. Ober lemishne, that inochaname is Torah shebal peh, ein tzorich levorich. You don't have to do a birkas Torah beforehand because now they're not called Torah. V'Rabbi Yochanan Omar af lemishne nami tzorich levorich. Why? Because these are also things that were said al pi Hashem. Avol Talmud that the Nochaname to explain the svaras of the Mishnah. This you don't need ein tzorich levorich. V'Rov Omar af leTalmud tzorich levorich. Why? Because that's the ikar Torah. Because as we know, mimenu teitze hoira, and that the Nochaname is the ikar of the limud Torah. The Omar Avchir Barashi Zimnis give lots of times have a kamine Rav was sitting in front of Rav litinuye to learn pirkin the sifro the Beirav. Have a magdi v'komoshe yodei, he would come and wash his hands. Uborich, he would come and bench birkas ha-Torah, and only then masel or pirkin. In Nochaname they learned sifro de Beirav, and we see that word that in Nochaname they benched, they came and they made a bracha. Says the Gemara, what was the sifro de Beirav? So sifro de Beirav, this is what Achonim ask. If sifro de Beirav is sifro de Beirav, we know it's Torah Kohanim. So that's the midrash. What's the thing? They say no, that was in Nochaname was Sifro de Beirav, not what the Sifro we call it. Nochaname that was the Talmud, and that's the Rai what it brings. Nochaname also in Talmud, also in Gemara. We have to come to make a birkas ha-Torah. We have to make a birkas ha-Torah. Says the Gemara, "My mevorich." What is the nusach of birkas ha-Torah? What we do? Look the Gemara. Omar Rav Yudeh Omar Shmuel, Asher kidishonu mitzvayso v'tzivonu la'asoik bedivrei Torah, la'asoik bedivrei Torah, and Rabbi Leir brings over a girsa what some say. Al divrei Torah. Last week with divrei Torah, some say you do al divrei Torah. The Mogen Avraham comes and brings that that's the nusach of Sfardim. Yeah, that's the nusach of Sfardim. Would he come and say al divrei Torah? And in Nochaname, if in Nochaname could be that the machloikis is in Nochaname, what is the gather of birkas ha-Torah? If in Nochaname it's birkas ha-mitzvah, so you have to come and say last week. You're coming and doing on the ma'aseh, right? Last week it's birkas ha-mitzvah, last week with divrei Torah. But if it's in Nochaname, if it's on the Heftzah of Torah, as we said before, if it's on the Heftzah of Torah, so in Nochaname, then you can come and say Nochaname al divrei Torah, because in Nochaname you're doing it about the divrei Torah, and that's the guf of the Torah. And this we're going to mention in two words what we mentioned already many times. The machlok is the gun and the Shulchan Aruch. If you make a bracha on hiru b'divrei Torah, hiru b'divrei Torah. So if you make a bracha on hiru b'divrei Torah, the gun says why not? What says in the pasuk? Vehogisa boyim v'loilo. What means hogisa? Hogisa is also thinking about divrei Torah. And in Nochaname, but the Shulchan Aruch says that you don't make a bracha on hiru on divrei Torah. Only in Nochaname learning on divrei Torah. Then in Nochaname is we don't make a bracha on hiru. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yochanan B'Misai Moche. What would come and finish off the nusach habracha would be in Nochaname is Arev no Hashem Yelokeinu Divrei Torah Zerefinu. If you somehow our nusach, what we say in Nochaname, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל כולנו יוידי ישמחו יוידי ישמחו. And what's the יוידי ישמחו? Says the Goyen, the whole Torah is shmoisav shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The ganze Torah is shmoisav shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what we come and say yoidei yishamecha. We should come and have a idea. We should see from the Torah. We should see the Oir Hashem. We should see from the Torah. That's the yoidei yishamecha. Says the Gemara, "Ve'oiski torasecha baruch ata Hashem hamelamed Torah le'amoy Yisrael." In Nochaname, the Rabbi Yehuda says that some Gersois finish noisen a Torah. You recognize. Says the Gemara. Ve'Rav Amnuna Omar. Rav Amnuna comes and says the nusach habracha is a little bit different. O asher bo charbonu mikol ha'amim ve'nos alonu es Torosai baruch ata Hashem noisen a Torah. And why we come and finish with noisen a Torah? In Nochaname says the Taz because noisen beloshen hoive. Every day the Rebbe Shalom is giving us the Torah. Every day. And that's like chadoshim labekorim rabo imunosecha. And that's why we say the girse of Nusach Ashkenaz avo rabo. Right? Because Chadoshim Bekorim, Rabo Emuno Sechel. Every day the Rebbe Shalom is giving us a Torah, Nois and a Torah, and that's what you say, Nois and a Torah. Says the Gemara. Says the Gemara, the Rav Amnune Meulo Shel HaBrochos. That's the best brocha in Ochonam to come to say, and lefi them in Ochonam we come and say, Asher Bocha Bonu. In Ochonam it says the Mishabur Pasim. If someone says Asher Bocha Bonu, he doesn't say Lasik with the Torah. Why? Because that's the Meulo Shel HaBrochos. Once you said already Asher Bocha Bonu, you're yoitz already the Lasik with the Torah, because that's the Meulo Shel HaBrochos. And that's in Ochonam Pasim Halacha. Someone said. He got mixed up. I mean, between to say first he said Asher Bocha Bonu and only then he wants to say Lasik. He doesn't say Lasik with the Torah because he said already Asher Bocha Bonu.
So we said before about psukim, that whether one says a bracha on which things. Didn't we once say that the actual Bavli is a mixture of everything, that it's also got psukim in it?
Yeah, but that comes to explain the Mishnah, the Svaras. That's not only the Machloikas. On that Svaras, it comes to explain the Svaras. If we come to we say a bracha. Now, who wrote it? Talmud. It's not talking about the psukim in the Talmud. It's talking about the Talmud itself.
Yeah.
I mean, the Svaras would come to explain the Mishnah. It's not a psukim. It's not the way we know the Talmud. The way we know the Talmud, for sure, you have to make a bracha. Also, it's not the psukim itself. Says the Gemara, and therefore, ilkach neimrinu lekulo, and that's what you have to come to say. All of them, as I sagt, ilkach neimrinu lekulo. We should come and say all of them. Yeah. Papa, yeah. The Girs over here is you look at the Gilin Ashas of Kiveger, he says, a Girse Omar of Papa Ilkach Lebrin Lekule. And this is very interesting. If you know this once in a Siyum of Masechet, we have 10 Rav Popes over there, right?
Yeah.
Rav Bar Pope, Abba Bar Pope, Rome Bar Pope, Suchon Bar Pope, Adar Bar Pope, Mechulei. What is the 10 times Rav Pope? Why in the Siyum we mentioned Rav Pope? 10 times in the Shas, what Rav Pope comes and brings, there's two opinions about something. And Brachos itself we have twice. We have also Legabe Avdole, and also Legabe Birkas HaTorah. Says and also Legabe Birkas HaChodesh, Mavorchin HaChodesh, we're going to have next week. Rav Pope comes and says, in Brachos itself, that because we have two different opinions, what is the Bracha? Ilkach leimrinu lekula. He's mashkin sholo in between them. He does a pshola. And therefore, Dafke Nasiyim, we can't mention Rav Pope is it's 10 times in the Shas it says Ilkach Leimrinu. That's what the 10 sons of Rav Pope. Okay, says the Gemara. Tnan Osam. Let's see the Gemara. This is a Mishnah in Masechet Tomid. Over there is talking about in Aloisa Shachar, after they came to Mesader, the Koyanin Mesader, the Ivorim of the Korban Tomid on Gabe Hakeres. They were not yet makriv the Korbanes. So in Ochoname, they did the Melichet, they went down from the Keres, and they came to Lishkas Agozis. What they came to Lishkas Agozis for? To read Krishma. Yeah, so that's the case we're talking about. Yeah, we learned.
It wasn't a proper said that.
We just mentioned Gilin Hashas, and then we said the vote. Weiter. So the Gemara weiter. So he said the Mishnah and Tomid. The Mishnah and Tomid comes and says they had a process, right, of the Tomid Shechachar. So they shechted the Tomid Shechachar. The Nutumas Adeshem shechted the Tomid Shechachar. Divided the Tomid Shechachar into 13 Netzachim, right? And then they come and they malet al gabe ha-mizbeach. They come and they chatzi ha-kevesh, only half of the ramp that comes up to the mizbeach. And then when they leave it there, they go to the Lishkas HaGozis. What they do in the Lishkas HaGozis? Reading Krishma. Over there, we're talking about. Says the Gemara. Tanan Osam. Omar loem ha-memune. Who's the memune? The memune is the Sgan HaKoyanim. As Rashi says, in Ochoname, that's the memune, that in Ochoname they would come and put the coin over there, that if it will happen something to the coin, you keep it, so we're going to have someone a different coin. Omar loem ha-memune, bochu brocha achas, from the brochas before Krishma, one brocha, we can see what brocha is it. The Gemara is going to explain what brocha was it. Ve'ei birchu ve'koru aser sadibois. And they said also the parshiyos of Shema, V'yoy Shemoya, and Vayoymer, but they wouldn't come and daven Shemoneh. Why? Because they didn't have time. And that's why they just said Krishma, even though it didn't come the time lekatchila. Why? Because the chash was, maybe they're going to be nitrad, and they're not going to have time. Yeah. And in Ochoname, the Gemara says over there in Yuma, in Ochoname, we see the Gemara in Yuma over there, that anyone who reads Krishma im Anshei Ma'amad, lo yotzo, because it was before the time. Only they have the heter to come and to read it, talking about over here, before the time of the Netzach Hama. And that's why only they have a heter, because they are going to be busy with the Avodas HaKorbanos. but other people who come and do it at the same time, they're not going to be Yoitze. As I like the Gemara in Yuma. Says the Gemara, Ubeichu Esom, they came and they did over there together. Ubeichu Esom, Pashat means together with them. Together with them, that's what Rashi explains over here. Ubeichu Esom, Imahom, as Rashi says. Rashi says, Ubeichu Esom, Imahom, together with them. And that's why they came and read Krishma. But we just said that they didn't come with Krishma. That's why the Rashba Yonochaname disagrees, and he says they were blessing the people. Gimel Broches. What is the Gimel Broches? Says the Gemara, Emes, Ve'yatziv, and Ve'avoida. Right? What's the Avoida? We know, Ratzeh Hashem Elokeinu, Be'amcho Yisrael, Ve'ishe Yisrael Usfilosom, Meiro, Sekabel Berotzoin, yeah. And the Emshech over there was Rashi brings the Lashon. Let's look at Rashi. Ve'avoida is the Dibur Asu Ve'avoida. Bishvil Avoida she'osu oyu mevorchi achareo retzei Hashem Elokeinu avodas amcho Yisrael ve'ish Yisrael usfilosom tekabel berotzoin, and they would finish Boruch hamekabel avodas amo Yisrael berotzoin. Inamer, another girsa says Rashi. I'm reading out from Rashi. Says Rashi, another girsa they reached to finish she'ois cholevatcho. Beiro na'avoid, and this is the girsa what we say in Ochonam Sam, right? Ve'seor lefonecha asiroseinu, and chutz la'aretz, yeah. Ve'seor lefonecha asiroseinu, and they finish off with Be'ois cholevatcho, beiro na'avoid. The Mekor is over here. The Mekor is over here in this Rashi. Says the Gemara. Another bracha was Birkas Kohanim, that they came and they blessed the people. Birkas Kohanim in Ochonam, and Ubeshabes, they would come and add also Moisifim Brocha Achas leMishmor Yoitze. That not that in Ochonam this word the Mishmor Anichnas would come and bless the Mishmor HaYoitze, because the Mishmoros would come and add divide in Shabbos. That means there was 24 Mishmoros in the Beis Hamikdash. 24 Mishmoros. Every Shabbos afternoon they would come and change the Mishmoros. When they would change the Mishmoros? Shabbos afternoon, and that's why when they come and change Shabbos afternoon, would do the swap, and not they could come and bless each other. Says the Gemara, my brocha achas. What is the brocha achas? What we came and said that the Munah told him to bench. Which brocha for the two brochas before Krishma, right? We said there's two brochas before Krishma. Yoitzer Royer and Avorabo. Which one? Says the Gemara, Kiho de Rabbe Yeshiva Rabbe Iklu Lehu Asre. They came to a certain place. Bo Minayu. They asked him the question, my brocha achas. What is this brocha what the Kohanim would come and read before Krishma in the Lishkas HaKosis? They didn't know the answer. No, if you don't know the answer in learning, where do you go to? Also, Shailunu le Rav Masna. They go to Rav Masna to ask the question. Lo Yave Beyodei. He didn't know the answer. Also, Shailu le Rav Yude. Omar lehu Ocham Shmuel. This is what Shmuel says. Avo Rabo. The bracha what they said over there before Krishna, bracha achas. They didn't say Yoitzer Royer. They would say Avo Rabo. Rav Zrika Omar Rabami Omar Rab Shimon ben Lakish. What is the bracha what they said? Yoitzer Royer. That's what the Kohanim said in the Beis Hamikdash. Ki Yosef Ravitza Bar Yosef, when Ravitza Bar Yosef came from Eretz Yisrael to Bavel, Omar, Oder Rav Zrika La Befirush Yitmar. What Rav Zrika said that they would come and say Yoitzer Royer, he didn't say it in Ochoname from Rav Lakish, he didn't hear it from Rav Lakish Befirush. In Ochoname, he learned it from the words of Rav Lakish. Elo Michlole Yitmar. Where do we see it? Omar Rav Zrika, Omar Rabami, Omar Rab Shimon Lakish. Rav Zrika said in the name of Rav Lakish. Zoy Meres. From what we said over there in the Mishnah, what we learn from over there? We learn from over there, broches, that means the broches of Krishma, yeah? Broches of Krishma, because in Tefillah we see it is me'akev. Ein me'akvois zu ezu. That if he made the broche on one, and he didn't do a broche on the other, he's still yoytze dei choiva in the broche what he actually done. And we don't say that one helps without the other one. We don't say it's me'akev each other, and from over here, Zrika is mechiach, like Rish Lakish that word, that this bracha, what they did in Beis Hamikdash, was Yoitzer Royer. Because it's not me'akev each other. In Ochonam, there's a big shine in the Rishon. If we say it's not me'akev, Birkas Krishma, it's not me'akev each other, it's dafke in Yochid, or it's also in the Tzibur.
Can you say it again?
And dafke in the Tzibur, also in the Yochid.
Can you say it so after Avraham? It's not Malcolm?
If it's not me'akev, yes. If it's not me'akev, yes. If it's not me'akev. But the Rishon you have over Shaila, if we say it all dafke by Tzibur, it's not going to be me'akev. What about the Yochid? A Yochid could be, it's yes, going to be me'akev. When the Yochid davens, it's yes, going to be me'akev these two brochas. Yoitzer Royer is going to be me'akev. Yeah. Yeah. Zog die Gemara weiter. Iyamres bishloime. Now the Gemara is done about this dinim of Rab Zrika. Iyamres bishloime. So in Ochoname we have a raya that what in Ochoname what we said that brichu brocha achas that if Brachos is me'akvois zu, so he makes the yoitzer oil when it comes the time. And if it's not me'akev, the krishme, so kum toy that after he came and he said krishme with one bracha, then what's going to be the din? It could be mashlim or can't be mashlim. Oh, so it could be mashlim or can't be mashlim. That's it's going to be the shayne, and that's the raya. That's not clear what's the raya over here, but okay. Says the Gemara. Shagasari, I think says it. No? Maybe mashlim or not. I think the Shagasari wants to. It brings the raya what you said. What Rabbi Yitzchok said. If it can be mashlim, that is exactly the raya of the Gemara. That's what the Shagasari wants to learn over here. Look at the Shagasari in Simen Chovov. Over there he speaks about the sugi over here. I think he says what you spoke about. Okay, let's see the Gemara weiter. Says the Gemara, "Iyam was bishloime yoitzeroyer." That's what the Koyanim said, and not the avorabo. Yeah, the two broches. I knew. In Ochanam we understand that what the brochos emeak voizuazu. Why? Because they did only one broche, and then for sure lo yikoamre avorabo. They didn't say avorabo, and why? Because they didn't have time. Elo, says the Gemara, if you'd base Somed Aleph, if they said avorabo, mai. What exactly Resh Lakish is medayek? Why is Resh Lakish? The Gemara explains. Mai. What exactly Resh Lakish was medayek when we come and say Zoy Meres? Why? Brochos. What he says Zoy Meres, right? What he says Zoy Meres. What is Zoy Meres? Brochos. Ein mak v'zuazu. Lichoire, how could Resh Lakish come and say over here lemaskone? Because the zman, as we said before, the zman of Birkas Avoraba is even at night. So it could be that the Koyanim said that before. Because when are we talking about over here? The Koyanim were not yet makriv the Tomid. They're talking about over here before Alois HaShachar. Even before Alois HaShachar. How can you come and say Yoitzer Oyer Uvoyer Choshech? It's not Oyer yet. Elamai. Muzay that this is Avo Rabo. It's Avo Rabo. Why? Because it's Rebazoi Dilme says the Gemara Dilme Aidelo Yamre. Why didn't Nochanam say it before Krishme? Also the broch of Yoitzer Oyer Mishum de Loi Motez Man Yoitzer Oyer, because as we just said, it didn't come yet the time of Oyer, and that's why they didn't say it. We could not say Yoitzer Oyer before Sheyavdi ben Tcheles le Lovon. It's not yet the time of Tcheles Lovon. We're talking about over here still before Alois HaShachar. And Rebazoi V'ki Motez Man, when it's going to come the time of Yoitzer Oyer, Ave Amr, they're also going to say that, and because they said both, you can't come and prove from over here that Brochos ain't Ma'akev Zuazu. Because the Seder in Ochaname, we're not saying it's Ma'akev Zuazu the Seder. We say Ma'akev Zuazu if you're not saying the other one. In Ochaname, they're going to say with the Avorabo, didn't come yet the time of Yoitzer Oyer. Now, going to come the time of Yoitzer Oyer, they say Yoitzer Oyer. So they said both. Why are you saying Brochos ain't Ma'akev Zuazu? Ain't Ma'akev Zuazu, you can say one without the other. Another you can say only one. Says the Gemara. Says the Gemara. Vei michlole. Kimodus mal Yoitzer Oyer Avam. Vei michlole. And if in Ochaname understood over here, Rab Zrike from the words of Resh Lakish that Brocha Achas was in Ochaname Yoitzer Oyer, Mai was the Chisaron. Why? In Ochaname Vei michlole, because in Ochaname, what we said before, and who was it? Rab Yitzchok, yeah. That in Ochaname said that we could come and say that Rab Zrike, we could come and say Azoi. Le'oilom, says the Gemara, Le'oilom, Avorabo Avamot. One bracha what they said in Ochaname is Avorabo. Just what? And Ki Motes Man, when it came the time, after Alois HaShachar, when it came the time, they could come and say Yoitzer Oyer. Avo Amrele, they would say also Yoitzer Oyer. And if you're going to ask me, Umay, what's in Ochaname Resh Lakish said when he says Brochos Ein Ma'akev Zuazu? Right? Resh Lakish says, Zoy Meres, Brochos Ein Ma'akev Zuazu. What's the pshat with Brochos Ein Ma'akev Zuazu? Says the Gemara, Seder Berochos. In Ochaname, the Seder Berochos is not Ma'akev. And in Ochaname, if he was Magdim first, Avorabo, to the Broche of Yoitzer Oyer, in Ochaname, when it comes to the time of Yoitzer Oyer, you can come and say after that Yoitzer Oyer. Doesn't mean in Ma'akev, in Ochaname, it's not Ma'akev, you don't have to say that. All we understood, and that's the Maskona of the Gemara. Says the Gemara. Let's go back to the Mishnah in Tomid. In the Mishnah in Tomid we say Krishme ve'koirin aser sadibois. What was aser sadibois? Shema, ve'yoim shamoya, ve'yoimer, emes ve'yatziv, ve'avoido, u'birkas kohenim. At kan is Lashon Mishnah in Masechet Tomid. Says the Gemara. Omar Avide, Omar Shmuel. Av bigvulin, that means everywhere. Not only in Mesamigdosh, big shulikois came to come to be koiveya, the aser sadibois with Krishme every day. And we know it's merumas in Krishme, right? It's merumas in Krishme, the aser sadibois, but they wanted to come and say aser sadibois chutz in Krishme every day. People should say aser sadibois every day. why not? Elo, they were mevatel to read it because mipnei taroimes ha-minim. They came with mevatel mipnei taroimes ha-minim, that, what's taroimes ha-minim? What's the taroimes ha-minim? So Rashi says, let's look at Rashi, Dibur Amas mipnei taroimes ha-minim, shelo yoimu la me'oretz, ein sha'at Torah semes, v'teidu she'ikoyru lelo ma she'omar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'shomu pi v'zinai. They're going to come and say, the whole Torah, Torah B'chtav, Torah Sheba'al Peh, V'oraya, you see, you read only Aser Sadibus. Why? Because only Aser Sadibus is the most important thing. But we know, as the Misalevi says in Parshas Yisroi, that the whole Torah is also Torah Sheba'al and also Torah Sheba'al Peh, everything is koilel in the Aser Sadibus. In the Aser Sadibus. Anoichi Hashem, in the Anoichi, we have everything. The Anoichi is koilel everything. And the first thing, so we have over there, in the Aser Sadibus, we have koilel everything. What we pneita, roimes ha-minim, that the minim shouldn't come and convinced the Ameoretz, as Rashi says, the Ameratzim, and that's why they were mevatel the thing. Tanya says the Gemara. Tanya na meocher. Rav Nosson Neumann. Rav Nosson sagt, Bagvulim bikshu likois kain, that means they wanted to come and say, Aser Sadibois, just what? Elo shekvar bitlum, they were mevatel it because, inochaname, the mevatel it because, ipnei taroimes haminim. Inochaname, taroimes haminim. But the two things that the minig was to come and to say it were in the parshas of the Akedah, parshas Haman, and Aser Sadibos. The two things that the halacha, v'noagu lo imar parshas Akedah, Haman, and Aser Sadibos. So there's maybe there is a union yes to say it. If I think they bring it down after, yeah, they bring it down. But I'm sorry, I don't get that. Okay. So I think it's based on the two in Ochanami that yes, they come to say it. Okay. But I don't know if the minig is to say it. I remember the Shari Tshuva. Some do. The Shari Tshuva brings the Shem the Arizal not to say it. Shari Tshuva brings the Shem the Arizal not to say it.
Not to say any of the three.
The Aser Sadibos. No, Aser Sadibos. Aser Sadibos. Huh? Oh, very good. But Yosef brings what the Mervatel the Takone was only Betzivol. But the Yochid you still say it. That's the Beis Yosef brings. But the Shara Tshuva brings the Shem Darizal that I think there's a Gros Moshe wants to be like what's the Lashon Bitlum, the Mervatel. It's only the Shaito, Bitl Gamre, and you shouldn't say it because the Chachon was Mervatel it, not to say it. They would say they should have come and say Bigvulin. But if they tell us so in Bitlum, what's in Mervatel? Mervatel, or why to say it? So that's okay. So die Gemara weiter. Rabbe Bar Chane Sovar Mikbeu in Ochanami he thought to come to be Koivea the Aser Sadibus in Krishme Besura, in the place Surah. Omar Le Rav Chizek Kvar Bitu Ibnei Darol Zeminim. Ameimar Sovar Mikbeu Inu this Aser Sadibus Benardoe. Omar Le Ravashi Kvar Bitu Ibnei Darol Zeminim. Imeile, why you want to come and add it? So the Gemara. Let's go back to the Gemara in the Mishnah in Tomid. In Tomid we learned over there Uba Shabbos, and Shabbos they came and added. What they added? Moisifin Brachot Achas leMishmor Hayoytze. That's what they added to the Brachot leMishmor Hayoytze. Frag the Gemara. Mai. What is the Brachot Achas? What they came and added over there? Mai Brachot Achas. Log the Gemara. Omar Avchel Boy Mishmor Hayoytze. Omar leMishmor Hanichnas. Mi she'shikein neshmoi b'bayis hazeh uyashki b'nechem ahavo ve'achvo ve'sholoi ve'reyus. Says the Gemara. Let's go back to our Mishnah. We said Mokoim she'amu le'arich, right? Right? So you know the Rashi lekatzer. So the Gemara pshita. His poshet halacha echet the konokit. In ochaname, when a person is holding in his hand kisa the cham beyodi, a cup of wine in his hand, and he had a mistake. And kosova the shichet that in ochaname this is beer. Yeah, he thought he has wine. So again, he has wine, and he thought that he's having over here beer. In ochaname, and that's why. Ve'upotach, he started with the bracha on beer. Umevorich, he made over there, right? Brochat Hashem lekel mechoilom. Adaite the shichet. That means shakol yom idvoroi. And then in the middle, when he says Brochat Hashem lekel mechoilom, suddenly he remembers that this is not beer, this is wine. So he has to finish off with boire priya gefen. Ve'siyem, and he finished off the chamud. That means boire priya gefen. In this case, Pasha that what? Yotza, he was Yotza, Lemaise. The Inami, because even if in Ochaname he would come and finish lefi what he intention was in the beginning. What Shakol Yom Bidvori, right? What Shakol Yom also Yotza. Where do we see it? That none. Not none. Al kulom. That means al kulom means sayon priya domo, sayon priya eitz, anything. Sayon priya domo, sayon priya eitz, any nochoname, even that each one has a separate bracha. We can see in the nochoname in the fourth perek. We can see nochoname that each one has over there in the fifth perek. Sorry, Ketzal Mevolch in the fifth perek. We can see that each one has a separate bracha. But afal begin, if he made a bracha for a she'akon on one of them, he's going to be yoytze. So the same thing says the Gemara. He's anyway going to be yoytze over here because he makes a bracha. So the Gemara. So the Gemara because in Ochoname Omar she'akon niyo midvaroi yotzo. Why? Because she'akon in Ochoname is koilel all of the foods. Elo, we have to be done as well. Ere de konokid kisa de shachar. He was holding bit. And he thought, because of the chamre, he thought it's wine. Upodach uborich, he said, Boch Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, and what? Adaite de chamre. He thought to finish off with boire priya gofen. And lemaise, he remembered that in the middle that what that this is beer. V'siem b'shach, and he finished shakol yomidvaroi. Oh, now we have a suffix. Mai, what's going to be the halacha in this case? What's going to be the halacha in this case? Says the Gemara. You know, Chanam over here. What's the tzedod suffix? What's the tzedod suffix? Says the Gemara azoi. Basar ikar bochas dinen. That means bochat Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam. And that said when he had intention to say, you know, Chaname boire priya gofen. It's Keilu he said boire priya gofen. And in Meile the boire priya gofen doesn't patter the be. Oh, she basar chasim. We're going to go that what basar chasim has dinen. That what. And over there shakol yom midvaroi. And Meile shakol yom midvaroi is a good bracha. And Meile you're going to come and be yoytze. Yeah, that's two. Gil says that's the two tzdodim over here in the bracha over here when he started to come to say adaite the chamre and he finished with the shachre. Toises over here and dima maschiloi the Rabbi Neil fragt the selbe shaile fragt the moyer dike shaile. For sure he's going to be yoytze in the bracha. Why? Because it doesn't depend in Ochoname what his intention was at the beginning. Why? Because we know mitzvos einon tzrichos kavone. If you say mitzvos einon tzrichos kavone, so it doesn't depend what he was thinking when he said Bochat Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam. What do I care what he said when he said Bochat Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam? Lemaisa when he finished off with a good thing. So in Ochoname he should say. He didn't have a kavanah opposite. He had a kavanah opposite.
Something else.
Oh, so Toyses comes and says, the Rabbi Yehuda they come and say that in Ochoname only if he was not miskamen bechlal. But our Gemara in Ochoname he had a toys for something else. If he doesn't have a kavanah bechlal, let's say that. I mean to say not tzrichos kavanah, but over here he has a kavanah. He has a kavanah for yain. So not that he didn't have a kavanah. Yeah, that's what he said. Kavanah afris you call it in the Falshim. In Ochoname that's why it's over here. He's talking about the other different kavanah. Yeah, okay. Says the Gemara weiter. So that's in Ochoname the two tzdodim over here in the suffix of the Gemara. The two tzdodim over here, the suffix of the Gemara. What do you say?
Perchas on food. Is the perchas a mitzvah or perchas a name?
Perchas a name.
What does it mean when you make a bracha of one? You got to
No, if you have a kavanah, you don't have a kavanah. You have to have a kavanah in every bracha. It's only a mitzvah. If you have a kavanah in every bracha.
Yeah, you need the kavanah. The problem is kavanah what you eat.
What you eating? What you doing? Yeah, in Ochoname. Is it a kavanah? Yeah.
Kavanah in the broth.
It's a bediva, kavanah lotzis. Yeah. There is a difference. There is a difference between the Torah Yeven says. There is a difference between kavanah lotzis and a mitzvah bedibur. The mitzvah bedibur. But the Bach what he fragged that in Ochoname we see that we see later on the sugya that in Krishma depends in Ochoname kavanah. It depends if you need kavanah in Krishma depends on the machlokas of mitzvah tzrichos kavanah, mitzvah seinas tzrichos kavanah. That's exactly the machlokas of legabi Krishma. Okay, this is a very very big sugya. We're already behind, so we're gonna have to keep it maybe for after the shir or something. But there's a big sugya just in Ochoname. There's a Torah Yeven in Rosh Hashanah, I think in Daf Chof Ches. Look over there. Torah Yeven. There's lots of achronim will speak about this toises, the Rabbi Yoine, the thing. Okay, log the Gemara. Okay. Chazonish, okay, say that. Okay, after the shir, I'm going to give you the Mara Mekoimus if you want. Okay, log the Gemara. Toshema. Okay, so we had over here Shaila. Let's try to figure out the teretz. Zog the Gemara. Toshema. Shachris. Someone is davening Shachris, right? Someone is Mispalel Shachris. Someone is davening Shachris, and he comes to the bracha of Yoitzer Oil. He starts with a kavone for Yoitzer Oil. He starts with a kavone in Nochanami to come and say Yoitzer Oil, but he finished it off right after he says Melech Oilam. How he starts? Baruch Hashem Elokeinu Melech Oilam. Ma'ariv Arovim. He got mixed up and he said Ma'ariv Arovim. Loi Yotzer. He was not Yoitzer. Why? Because in the end he didn't say the Nusach HaBracha of Shachris, even though in Birkas Ma'ariv Arovim we say Oil Mipnei Choshech Goyel Mipnei Choshech Choshech Ner. As we said before, and it's the same Inyan. But Lemais it's a different bracha. Right? You have to have intention. Right? You have to start the daven. If you start the daven without kavona, it's only right? I remember as a bracha once I started daven, and then I ended in Asher Yotzar. I don't know how, but that's the thing. You start the daven with Yotzar Oil, finishes Ma'ariv Arovim. Where you find it? In Nochanami didn't think. Says the Gemara, but Posach b'Ma'ariv Arovim, and he finished in Nochanami with Das to say Ma'ariv Arovim. V'siyem beYoitzer Oil. Yotzar. Why? Because the Masechet finished it with in Nochanami the right Posach. Arvis. If he davens Ma'ariv, Posach Ma'ariv Arovim, and when he gets the Melech Oilam, he finishes off with. He remembers and he finishes off with Yoitzer Oil. Lo Yotzar. Why? Because he said the Nusach HaBracha was for Shachis and not for Ma'ariv. But Posach, he started with the intention to say Yoitzer Oil, and he finished it b'Ma'ariv Arovim. Yotzar. Why? Because the Chasima Sabracha was a good Chasima. Kelolo Ishel Dovo. Akoy Loilech Achar Hachitum. And Mela we have also the Shail over here, where the person is holding over there a bear in his hand. Yeah, and he started with Boyer Priya Gofen, and then he finishes Lemaisa Shakon Yomid Voroi. We can say Akoy Loilech Achar Hachitum. It's going to be okay. Says the Gemara, no. Shiny awesome. That means in Yoitzer Oil that even though he started with attention to say in Nochaname the brocha like he has to say. Why was no Yoitzer? Because he didn't say Bechlal the Ikar HaBrocha, and because he started in the morning, right, to say Ma'ariv Arovim. Even if you remembered after that he said Yoitzer Oil, it doesn't help the comment to fix it. Why? Because we find it the Ko'omar. He finds he said the end of the brocha he says Baruch Yoitzer HaMoiros, and because he finishes off over there the brocha, the chasime, Yochanan helps him instead of the beginning. And we still could come and be done about Shakol. Shakol that he doesn't finish off with the Baruch, over there Yochanan, maybe it's not going to help. Dafke and Yoitzer Oil, Ma'ariv Arovim, he finishes off with the Baruch, so you can come and say Yakol Lechara Chasime. But in Birkas Haneni, we don't finish off with the Baruch. That means in Yain and Sheicho, he didn't finish off with the Baruch. So maybe over there, it's going to be different. Says the Gemara, On Niche Lerav. Lefi the sheet of Rav. The Omar, Rav comes and says, Kol broche she'im bo askos Hashem, eino broche. What means eino broche? Because the askos Hashem, that is what's koivea the amiras haboche. That's koivea the amiras haboche. So Shapir, we can come and understand that what you cannot be medamir she'akoil that doesn't finish with the Baruch till Yoitzer Oil what finishes off with the Baruch. And why? Because the Baruch Hata Hashem, that's the Iker. And he finishes off with the Baruch, and that's why Akol Elcha Hachitum, because you finish off with the Baruch. Elo leRabbi Yochanan Domar Kol Broche She'im Bo. Malchus Eino Broche. Chutz Naskos Hashem, we need also Malchus, or Nochanami, because when you finish off the Broche, we don't have Malchus, so not considered as a Broche. And that's why, Ma'ikele Meimar, we cannot come and say, Nochanami, the Raya, to Birkas She'akol, to Birkas Yoitzer Oil. Why? Because Davke, when you finish off Yoitzer Oil, it helps. Why? Because we have a good opening, right? We have a psiche korrigen, because we don't have, in Ochaname, the end of the brocha, we don't have a lashon of malchus, right? Baruch Ad Hashem, we don't have the melech oilam. In the end of Ma'ariv Arovim, we have melech oilam? No. So in Ochaname, what's going on the brocha? Malchus is going on the brocha. So the same thing when we go legabe Yoitzer Oil, we say if you finish off, even you don't finish off with the Baruch Ad Hashem melech oilam, you should say Baruch Ad Hashem. But in Ochanama you say that what? Akoy lo lechar achitum. So also in Sheichol and in Yair we should say also the same thing. Akoy lo lechar achitum. Akoy lo lechar achitum. Yeah. Says the Gemara. Elo. Says the Gemara. Keivan do Omar Rabbi Barule. Because Rabbi Barule came and said that the reason is that we say Boyer Choshech. And at night we say Goyle Loyer. Right? Okay, as we said in the beginning, Midas Yoim Balaylo Midas Laila Beyoim. And if so, ki ko'omar brocha u'malchus, that means he says, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam. He says brocha and also malchus. So mei kore, when he started the brocha, atarvayu komar, he said it also on the day and also in the night, what we said in Birkas Yoitzer Oil and also in Birkas Amariv Arovim. Right? In both of them we say midas yoim and midas lailo. And that's why if he started in the intention to say Hamariv Arovim, and then he remembers and he finishes in Shachis Yoitzer Oil, so it's a good bracha because he said both. He says also midas yoim and midas lailo. That's how he's going to be yoitzer. Toshema says the Gemara. Let's figure it out from a different brayse. Misayf from the end of the brayse. Kloli shel dover. Akoi loilech hachar a chitum. What's the kloli shel dover? Kloli shel dover le'asuye mai. What comes to add over here? Kloli shel dover le'asuye hodeh amoron. What's the hodeh amoron? For example, when he's holding a cup of beer in his hand and he has a mistake and he thinks that this is wine, and he started with the Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu to say, Choname wine, a gefen, and he finishes off with Shakon Yom Idvor, and that's Choname comes to teach us that word, that is good, the bracha, that's a klolo shel davar, akol lechachitum, lichoy, that's what it comes to prove, that it's a good bracha, because the Maise he finished off Shakon Yom Idvor, and he has beer in his hand. Says the Gemara, loy, no, that's not the klolo shel davar comes to add for us. The klolo shel davar comes to add for us, la'asuye name v'tamre. What's name v'tamre? The Gemara will explain in a minute. Says the Gemara, the ochal name, he's eating bread, v'kosova the tamre, and he thought that this is dates. V'kosova the tamre ochal, upotach, and he started to say a brocha achroina, adait in the tamre, that means, alo eitz, ve'al brio eitz, yeah? And after he said, melech ha'olam, you remember that, no, I ate bread, it was not dates. So he starts to say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam, intention to say alo eitz al brio eitz, and then he remembers, no, I ate some bread. So what is it? So he's going to finish off, azonos ha'olam kula v'tuvoi, right? He's going to say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech ha'olam, alo eitz, no, azonos ha'olam kula v'tuvoi. Ainu, bayan, that's exactly the shayla what we had. Says the Gemara about wine in sheichos. Says the Gemara lo yitzriche kagoi dochal tamre v'kosovar name ochal uposach bename v'siem bedetamre. So he's going to be yotzo. Why? Da afilu siem bename name yotzo. My time the tamre name meizan zayin. In Nochoname, that's why he's going to come and be yotzo. Okay, we're going to finish over here. We're going to have to see it tomorrow.